This lesson has been created for a Year 1 classroom following the New South Wales Science and Technology K-6 syllabus from 2017. This lesson's title and focus is writing and recording sequences and instructions for digital systems using technology called B-bots. The learning intention for this lesson is that students will be able to code the B-bots to follow directions and successfully reach their desired destination, with the focus question being, how can we record instructions for others to follow and understand? Assumed knowledge for this lesson includes non-subject specific language such as left, right, forwards, backwards, pause, reset, go, and rotate, and previously taught knowledge of digital technologies, and students knowing how to use their iPads to film on an app, such as Seesaw. This lesson follows the New South Wales Science and Technology K-6 syllabus for Stage 1 in both the skills and content area, including working scientifically to process and analyse data, representing information, and also the design and production of digital technologies through identifying and defining, following sequences of algorithms to solve problems, describing steps to solve problems, and evaluating these, all whilst utilising programming language. Lesson sequence. Resources required for this activity include the teacher explanation PowerPoint for B-bots, student iPads, B-bots, B-bot mats, Unifix cubes, and the worksheets which we have created. The lesson would begin with the teacher introducing students to the digital technology of B-bots. The teacher would begin by creating a classroom discussion on what is a robot, and also asking students if they have a robot at home, to gauge the initial understanding of this type of technology. The teacher would then explore with students what B-bots are and how to use them through a slideshow presentation which would demonstrate to students what B-bots look like and how to utilise the buttons on the back of the B-bots to create algorithms which tell the B-bots to move. The teacher could then also present a video demonstration of how to use the B-bots. During this time, the teacher would explicitly teach and revise subject-specific language to students, including definitions of digital and non-digital technologies, code, algorithms, and directional language which could be revised, which will be used to create the programs. The teacher would then also discuss the worksheets that students will complete after they have initially tested out the B-bots. The teacher would then send students to begin using the B-bots and practice creating codes for them, utilising B-bot mats and Unifix cubes to build bridges and obstacles for the B-bots. During this time, the teacher would walk around ensuring that students are on task and assist students when they are struggling. The teacher would differentiate throughout the activity, particularly assisting students at the remedial level with further guidance on creating the algorithm and getting the B-bots to their intended positions. After students have had time to practice with the B-bots, students can then work through the worksheet which was previously explained in the lesson introduction. The teacher would also provide extension worksheets to extension students as differentiation. Students would then record using their iPads and the Seesaw app their explanations of the algorithms that they have created on the B-bots using the B-bot maps, and also their worksheet, which could then be used as an assessment tool for outcomes and knowledge of programming language by the teacher. After this, the teacher would direct students to pack away their activity, and the teacher would then go over the lesson to provide a summary of what they have learnt using comprehension questions to gauge student understanding of the lesson.
This B-bots activity is highly adaptable and therefore is able to suit a wide variety of students. Although the language surrounding the activity is technical, the B-bots utilise symbols rather than words, meaning students who may find it difficult to understand technical language due to factors such as ELAD background will still be able to engage in it and understand the task. The teacher can also differentiate the task or support students by providing further explanation on how to make the B-bots move and by working through problems with the students as they arise. This differentiation may look like the teacher allowing students to program the B-bots in segments rather than the students having to create a whole sequence at a time. This would allow students to consider the B-bots placement after each step and therefore provide them with the ability to be able to connect what they are programming to the B-bots movements, allowing for a deeper understanding. Having teachers provide support in this way allows for a higher challenge, high support classroom, which has proven to be effective in allowing students to reach their full potential and successfully engage with new learning content. This idea connects to Vygotsky's zone of proximal development, which suggests that students are able to achieve more when provided with guidance compared to their ability when working independently. This task has also been differentiated for extension students. With the development of an extension activity, students that have higher abilities will still be able to be challenged. This is of extreme importance as Gibbons suggests challenging students is the most effective way of learning. Young learners are naturally curious, so hands-on activities such as the BBOTS task are able to spark their interests and keep them engaged. This is of great importance as student engagement levels can be directly linked to their academic achievement, with engagement also being essential for learning. Many aspects of the BBOTS task give teachers opportunities to encourage better engagement within their students. The collaborative nature of the task provides students with greater opportunity for discussion, which often leads to better engagement as students develop deeper understandings of the topic by working with one another. During the task, students are also able to physically engage with the BBOTS, which creates an active classroom environment as they move around attempting different aspects of the lesson. This gives students a break from conventional learning, creating a more inclusive learning space that allows students to focus better while also improving their cognition. The BBOTS activity offers an excellent opportunity for cross-curricular learning. The lesson's ability to be relevant to many different subject areas helps reinforce key ideas that students have been taught. This not only makes the lesson more useful for students, but also supports the development of deeper connections between subjects. In relation to mathematics, the BBOTS teach students spatial awareness and directional language, such as forward, left, and right, which greatly supports early number and measurement skills, especially due to the fact that the concept is being reinforced in multiple contexts. There are also important links to English, as the BBOTS provide a new and interesting platform that supports the development of literacy skills, with cross-curricular learning of literacy being essential in order to meet the needs of ELAD students. ICT activities such as this one are considered to be effective in promoting language learning due to their highly interactive structure. Henderson suggests that active learning environments such as this are essential for literacy development.
While the BBOT activity presents a creative approach to teaching directional sequencing, it also highlights some important limitations when it comes to supporting ELD students, especially those in the earlier phases of English language acquisition. Although the task appears simple on the surface, the reliance on subject-specific vocabulary such as forwards, backwards, etc. may present real challenges for students who are still developing foundational skills. In a Stage 1 classroom, the assumption is that students can already engage in basic oral instructions. However, ELD learners may struggle to follow directions, add to discussions, or explain reasoning, as mathematical language is denoted as particularly difficult for these students. As this task is done in small groups, it places significant emphasis on oral communication, where students are expected to express ideas and justify decisions using directional and mathematical language. A reduced engagement could come about as those with limited English proficiency may feel hesitant or lack the confidence to contribute. As Martin suggests, the more speakers are doing things together and engaging in dialogue, the more they can take for granted. However, for ELD students to fully benefit from this kind of social interaction, they must first feel confident and competent in completing the task. Gibbons reminds us that the meaningful peer interaction, as supported by Vygotsky's zone of proximal development, as aforementioned, only facilitates learning when the learner is actively engaged and supported to express their ideas. As Marin points out, mathematical language itself can often be a second or third language for ELD students. It is a specialized form of language that needs explicit teaching, yet as educators we often overlook this. As this BBOT activity requires students not only to understand these abstract mathematical terms, but even use them in spoken interaction. This links further to the availability of resources, BBOTs, mats, and worksheets, as well as differentiated instruction tailored for diverse language needs. In many classrooms, however, resources like these may be limited. This becomes an equity issue, as without sufficient devices, students may miss out on hands-on learning, as multimodal learning like our created task is crucial for engagement and comprehension. Limited resources may also mean that groups need to be enlarged, which could further restrict individual participation and decrease quality of language-rich interactions. In this regard, Hammond makes a case for a curriculum that gives emphasis into substantial resources that gives rightful emphasis and priority to language and literacy teaching. For this task to be truly inclusive, we should consider how language is used, how it is supported, and how access to resources can either open or close literary and numerical doors.